Hello everybody, what's going on? Hey Croc, yeah, this is from Dark Souls 2. Pretty good soundtrack. OST isn't too bad. I needed some good music, so I just decided to throw it on there. Ree Monroe, are these streams any good? I don't know, man, that's up to you. What's up, Landon? Good, how you doing? We're just going to have sort of another one of those fun streams that I did when we looked at police videos. Something like that. And I'll pull up some videos here. Just going to kind of hang out for a little bit. If you want to get on the show, you can follow the link in the description and find me on there. Nice, I should play some DS2 today. I have a huge music list. Oh yeah, I'll check it out. Dark Souls 2, I mean, I played a little bit of it, but it's honestly not as good as the first one or the third one. Hey, Moloch, how's it going, man? Yeah, it's open. I mean, we're going to be looking at videos, so I don't know if you want to look at them and give your commentary at the same time. That'd be great. Let me just get my screen set up here. There we go. Alright, let's see here. I'm trying out a new way of setting up my screen here, so there is something I wanted to show real quick.
I've always been.
Let's go here real quick. People message me on Discord. Hey, GlockunCon, how you doing? Yeah, if like I said, if you guys want to get in the get in on the stream, just join the link in the description, and then make sure you connect to the general voice chat. I think it's Sam named it Barbarian Phenotype, and then I'll drag you down into the stream chat, voice chat. All right, let's see. So yeah, there's something that American Pride uploaded a little while ago. I just wanted to play it real quick and see what you guys think, because it's very interesting. Oh, Croc says he'll grab some food and he'll be on shortly. Awesome. Let's see here. Let's go to... Ta-da! All right. I'm going to play this, and you folks tell me what you think, and then I'll throw in some commentary. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because it is just kind of dumb internet drama, but let's take a look at this.
To have come from a woman, are they being
that's
sexist?
That's the definition of white knight.
Ah, so they're using a sexist word to describe my behavior, when in fact my behavior...
Are you a feminist? Are you a feminist now? It seems like you have a really weak spot when it comes to the female race.
I've always been a feminist. I've always been for the equal treatment of men and women.
Uh-oh. That's sort of a change. Well, not really, but using such explicit terms like that seems to be kind of a change in how JF is acting.
In that definition of feminists, I am a feminist. Are you an anti-feminist? Are you against the equal treatment of women and men by the law?
Yeah, So I guess that's where we're at now. I haven't followed the whole Lauren Rose drama, and I don't intend to. Just the only thing I would say is probably just stick to producing good content and don't worry about this dumb shit, because this is the folly of many a YouTuber, so to speak, is to get sucked up in this dumb drama. Yeah, people are going to criticize you. Yeah, you might have made some mistakes. It doesn't really matter. Just keep producing the content that we're all used to you producing. That's all we can really ask for. Are females a race now? And look, JF just likes to be flippant. I don't think he means it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get a real grasp on what he thinks. He definitely has a weak spot for women, but we all should know that by now. Excuse me. This again, yeah. I thought I'd bring it up because that clip was brought to my attention a couple minutes ago. So it just goes to show what happens when you don't control your emotions very well. Keep Islam out of this, please. What's up, Mariden? No Islam today. Not today. Jolly, did you get your food yet? Hurry up, man. Alright, let me pull up some of the videos that I wanted to go over. Here we go.
My grandma got two grandmas died on the same day.
There's so many people get.
Jesus. That was loud. I apologize. Hold on. I'm going to mute my desktop audio here. There we go. Inshallah. Yeah. Mashallah, brother. No Islam today. I'm going as fast as I can, lad. Well, what are you cooking like a 3-course meal? Come on. Let's see. Got another guy who might want to come on here. What's going on, Subjective Opinions? How you doing? Join the voice chat on my Discord. Pretty please. Fair enough, fair enough. That's good to hear. Boomer tier. You have a microphone. Join. Let's see. You gotta be a little bit more explicit, I guess. Click the Barbarian Phenotype voice channel to join. Connie says, I guess libertarians like JF tend to be feminists in the old school sense. Yeah, that does seem to be fairly common, if they're not already in the TRP movement, which there's some crossover there, obviously. Okay, let's see. Left side. Jesus, these boomer texts, I swear. Discord isn't that hard, guys. I mean, honestly. Big Jen says, have you spoken with Marshall Ironsides? Is that a YouTuber? Or some kind of personality? I'm not familiar with him. Can you guys red pill me on Lauren Rose? I can tell you what I know. She made some disparaging comments about Patrick Little and then they got into like a Twitter argument, and then JF did like a show defending her or something like that. I don't know. That should be expected because of her ideological positions, which we already knew from the get-go. That first interview that she did on JF's channel, she is not as far to the right as a lot of the audience is. So there was a bit of a conflict. Fucking boomer tech. Between there's like a split in the audience, and this tends to happen when you have multiple inputs into the creative process. You're going to have a split audience that likes this person or prefers this person. I mean, the same thing happened with the whole Andy Worski thing, you know. Here we go. Oh wow. Okay, we've got 100 over 191 members on the Discord. That's pretty good. The ancient Greeks taught us that every tragedy, great tragedy, involves a woman. Can't say I disagree. There he is. Finally. Oh, Boomer Tech. What's up, pleb? Nah, it's all good. I've been talking to the chat. What's up? There we go. Okay, sorry, you were muted.
I feel like an idiot. God, I'm not very good with Discord, so I apologize for that.
Nah, it's all good. So you said that you have experience living in a shithole in Australia?
Yeah, within New South Wales. You know, New South Wales, like it's terrible, man. It's garbage. You know, like all my neighbors, a bunch of Indians, a bunch of fucking my neighborhood is very racially diverse, to say the least. So yeah.
Fun. Were you raised there?
No, I actually wasn't. I was actually raised in like a beachy area where it's like majority white, actually. So how cool is that?
What the hell are you doing in New South Wales?
My parents divorced, so yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. So yeah, but my area, surprisingly enough, my area is not even that bad compared to other areas which are very near to mine. So yeah, like we have areas such as Doonside or Mount Druitt. Those names sound pretty bad, like to be fair on their own, but Doonside is full of like native New Zealanders. I'm pretty sure they're called Maoris or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're full of very degenerate Aborigines. And
fun.
Yeah, and Mount Druitt it's full of Lebanese people, like Muslims and Aborigines. So yeah, that's pretty fun. Yeah.
How long have you been there?
How long? I've been here for 8 years. 8 years, yeah.
Wow. And what's been your experience? Because I've lived in a probably similar, if not worse, area for almost 20 years, maybe a little bit more. That's kind of that's kind of what the topic of the stream is today. So, if you got any stories you want to share, go for it.
Oh God. You know, like I'm actually like a big respecter of police officers, but I was walking down the street one time, like to my my local shopping center, but the police force is right next to it. And I'm just walking like by my side, like by myself, right? And I had two police officers say that, "Wait, look at this Junkrat bastard. Look at him. He looks like a fucking degenerate." I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, I'm just some regular like bloke, and like these two fucking Arab cunts say this. I'm like, what?
Well, welcome to the future.
I'm just like I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm just walking, like, to meet my mates and shit. I'm just like, Christ, like, I didn't do anything. I didn't. That was literally like, I wouldn't say it's traumatic, but like it really, like, I guess it hit me. It's really weird.
Well, it solidifies the ethnic divide in a community because they obviously
Yeah,
see
yeah.
you as an outsider to their community, which causes tension. And uh, you could try and avoid that. Like if you had a whole bunch of fairly respectable people around, you might minimize some of that ethnic conflict, but you will always have it when you have a divided community.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree with you with that. Like, I think why the majority of, like, I'm pretty sure that like whites, they're, for the most part, they're very individualistic when it comes to like their like for like now like what they are now. But if there's going to be more racial tension, then they're going to have to like either become more tribalistic or they're going to die out.
Right.
You know, like, and I'm not like I don't particularly like, I have no like moral issue with like I'm not some sort of like how do I say this, like I have no moral conflict with that, like preferably speaking, I would like a country where like it wouldn't uh see race, but like like contradictory to that, I would like to have like a racially homogenized like society.
Right.
Like, you know, like, yeah, I've told you, like I've talked to you about this, like Japan, for instance. You know, like yeah, like you probably think I'm full of shit, right? Like I don't
No,
I don't have any.
that's a fairly common opinion. It's just fine to think that way.
It's
I
very
mean,
basic. It's very basic, bitch. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's fair enough.
right. Well, the thing is, it's a nice fantasy, right? Just like communism. Great fantasy. Never gonna work. Never gonna work. Because increasingly, because the world is interconnected. I mean, I can be on the other side of the planet in 26 hours if I get on a plane, right? That only further increases tensions between groups, and the only way to minimize that tension is to establish boundaries with people. Just like when you have a group of friends, you have to establish boundaries in order to not push conflict in the group. And a human survival mechanism, some of the things that we talked about yesterday or the other day on the MGTOW stream, there are a certain set of behaviors that humans have that in the past and probably in the future kept them alive for longer than other groups who didn't employ those strategies. And one of those was recognizing identity and forming collectives. And that has been for probably well over 1 million years, 2 million years, 3 million years. And so since we're the offspring,
that makes sense,
we're the offspring of that, right? And we're very tribalistic. And there's no way to change that without some very significant consequences, because who's to say that one group of people isn't trying to genetically dispose of nationalism in another group in order to further their own interest, you know?
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, like, I think that there should be room for individuals of different races, like, and if it becomes to like some sort of point where like they're trying to take over, then that's a different issue. But I reckon that some, I guess, I don't know, like this might sound a bit fucked, but I reckon some, like, if different races want to cuck to different countries, like let's say for instance I was a white individual who wants to cuck to like Japan, for instance, I reckon I should be allowed to do that if I was productive enough. True?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Because it's not your decision to make, right?
Oh yeah, of course it's not my decision, but like if they would allow me to, but would that be bad or?
Yeah, generally, because even if you were raised there, and I'm sorry everyone that the stream is you may need to refresh. I don't know what the hell is happening. It says I dropped a couple frames there.
Yeah, you're but yeah, please go on. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I'm trying to make sure the stream health is okay. because it says red. YouTube has been having a lot of problems with their live streaming this past week. Like, I couldn't even use OBS the other day.
Yeah, like I was trying to watch the Ralph retort like yesterday, and that didn't work out. So
Yeah, something.
I don't know. I don't know what you think about Ralph retort, but like I think he's all right.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, you know, like he likes Patrick Little, so I like Patrick Little, so like that's a win-win.
Right.
Like I don't agree with everything which he says, but I think he's pretty sick.
Emmanuel Rizzo says Ralph equals low IQ. I don't disagree. It's just entertainment. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
he's
all
not very smart. Like he's dating some Pakistani woman, so
Yeah. So,
But
I mean,
that's his own prerogative, you know.
Sure.
Like he can do what he wants as long as it's not yeah.
okay. So back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry
Even
about that.
if the country allows you to join them, right? If the major problem is that you weren't raised there, so there's going to be this huge cultural divide, because in order to fit into a community, you have to have been raised there for a number of years. Those first 5 to 10 years, you're going to be an outsider, especially if you're of a different race. That's very prevalent because you, from the get-go, you are seen as an outsider, like visually. You visually do not fit into the norm, and so there's going to be this barrier between you and the natives. You're not going to have the same experience as a native walking around that town or city or whatever. Now,
I'm not by the way, I'm not a civic nationalist, by the way. I just want to clear that up, all right? So
could have fooled me.
I'm not a civic nationalist. I swear to God, what I want is the majority of people of the homelands to be like racially homogenous, but I reckon they should somewhat like what should I say? Flexibility towards like individuals to some degree or another, if it's very limited or not.
Right. Well, the big problem with that is the only acceptable form of, let's say, human capital exchange, let's call it that, immigration, what have you, should only be to benefit those areas in which it's not in the specialization of the country. For example, universities. It's very good for universities to have exchange programs for a period of time in order to exchange ideas. That much I can agree with, because some countries are better at this, some countries are better at that, and if we exchange information, we both win in the end, right?
I don't think that foreign people should be citizens of the countries. I just think that they should have visas. What about that?
Well, sure, tourism is one thing. We should, I'm okay with people coming over and experiencing my culture, but the problem is they have to leave.
They shouldn't live here.
Yeah, they need
that's
to...
what I believe that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't think they should be permanent citizens. You fucking serious?
Well, that's the big deal. Is not everyone. Yeah, you guys are gonna get some lag. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. The bitrate's fine. Try refreshing the page.
It must be because I'm Australian.
Yeah, probably because I'm talking on Discord at the same time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, so in order to reduce conflict and increase unity in the nation, you obviously need citizenship based on ethnicity. That seems to be the most productive form of
course. So yeah,
nation building.
Of course. You think I don't disagree with you? Like, of course so, but like again, like we were talking about having 100% of like racial homogeneity. I just think that's homogeneity. I'm sorry. I think that's just a bit unrealistic. Like I would like that, but it just seems very unrealistic. Maybe 99%, but 100%, no.
Well, I mean, how would you even quantify 100%? It's kind of up in the air. You should strive for as high as possible, obviously, but yeah, I mean,
that's why I say 99%.
As far as people actually having citizenship, yeah, it should probably be as close to 100% as possible. But actual like just warm bodies in the country, you know, it depends on what you're talking about there, and that's in that sense. Obviously, you want to keep the amount of tourists at a sustainable level, so that your tourism industry, if you have one, is propped up. But you know, like I said, exchange programs, things like that, perfectly valid with me. Let's see, got a message here.
Also, since we're talking about the hood, could you please like explain your experience within the hood, like if you don't mind, or
Sorry, say that again. You cut out there.
could you? Yeah, I'm sorry. Could you explain? Could you please explain your experience within the hood within Texas?
Well, I've done a couple of videos on it. I did a live stream about it
Okay.
as well. The Justice stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's called Volume 2. My bad. Fuck.
Are you sure
I
you
feel like a
haven't been
dickhead.
drinking?
No, I haven't been drinking. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I woke up like a few hours ago, so my bad.
I gotcha. That's fine.
Yeah. I just feel a bit dopey, so yeah, it's my bad.
No, it's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
right.
it's just, you know, it's a completely different culture. It's a whole different world that people don't seem to be aware of. So that's why I do streams like this, in order to talk about and show what it's like in some of the more destitute areas of America, because it's so out of this world different from other places. Like I'm not even sure how to explain it. You just have to kind of see it for yourself. But
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was with like I was in a some Asian woman within the Discord server, you know, the Balance Politics Discord server. Of course, yeah. Anyways, we were debating about whether or not single motherhood was like bad, like just as bad, or if worse than raising a raising a child with like homosexual parents. And this woman was trying to say that it's okay to have like a single mother parent, like a single mother like parent raise a child. I'm just like, well, just because that you've had like a decent experience with one doesn't mean that like it goes against the majority. And I'm like, and she's like, what do you mean the majority? I'm like, well, I prove it, but like from what the people I've known, they've all been through shit. Like they've all done degenerate things. Like I have mates who've gone through like single parent like single parent like households and shit, and they've done like I've had like some mates who've done meth. You know,
Jesus.
meth. Yeah, and they're just like regular folks. You know,
Mm-hmm.
meth. They've just fuck heaps of women. Like, excuse my French, sorry, but like, they're just completely degenerate. So like, I've been raised through that single. Like, I've been through a single household, like with my mum. Like, I don't have my father with with me at the moment. I haven't had him for like 10 years, but that's irrelevant. But maybe it isn't. But I don't want to get into it. But you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Like,
what you mean.
The most stable family household like is the traditional family, and like the statistics prove that. Like I don't have the statistics, but from what I've seen like within real life, I don't really need to see this like the statistics. It's just self-evident. Everyone who I know within Australia, like all the people I know, they admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have to argue this. Like it's just ridiculous. I don't know. Like
Yeah, it's a huge problem, and we kind of touched on this in the MGTOW stream the other day as well.
I really wish that I wasn't drunk that time when I was talking. I really do apologize about that.
No, that's fine. I think we could have used another voice, but
I was really drunk at that time. I drank like 2 bottles of red wine, so. It's
what
probably-
are you, baby? Come on. That's like a warm up.
Oh, good, you got me. I'm only 19, but so.
So, like I said, what would you rather have single mothers or gay adoptions? Like, what do you want, Ebola or AIDS? You know,
They're both bad, yeah. Like I was advocating one for the other, but like you've put that into perspective, and yeah, they're both bad. So fuck. But if I was actually to choose Ebola compared to AIDS, I'd probably choose AIDS. Like you'd last longer with AIDS because you got like a lot more. You got like medications and shit. When you have Ebola, you just die. So fuck. But they're both bad. You wouldn't choose either or. Like fuck. Like, are you insane?
Right.
Yeah.
So with you have to look at the cost and risk analysis of exactly what you're doing. So
Yeah, of course. Jesus Christ, you type fast.
it's not that fast. I just have a loud
Oh,
keyboard.
okay. You got the mechanical keyboards.
Yeah, I've got cherry red switches. They're really nice. Gotta have them.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, you go on what you were saying.
You have to evaluate exactly what the end result of these policies will be. So with
Yeah, of course,
with
yeah.
gay adoption, you have a high likelihood, based on all of our current evidence, that there's going to be some kind of
Sexual
child
assault,
abuse.
rape. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just as bad as someone raised in a single motherhood household where the criminality is so goddamn high. It's a correlation of like 0.99 or something like that. Something just ridiculous that you can't ignore it.
And even if you ignore the criminality, you have a higher chance of like a degenerate son or a daughter. You know, like especially if the parent is an alcoholic or a drug addict, they're going to be more likely to be a drug addict or an alcoholic. Well, they're basically the same thing, but you know what I mean. Like they're most likely going to be following within their footsteps of the parent.
Right.
Yeah, like my mother, she's an alcoholic, and like I've followed within her footsteps. So like I guess that's some proof, you know. Like there you go. You know,
Right.
I hate to say it, right? I really don't like the situation what I'm in, and I should probably change it, but I'm not going to deny what I am. So
Well,
yeah,
sure.
it's just some context. You know, I'm just
Right.
trying to prove a point.
Welcome, Jolly. You're on live. What's up? You're also muted. We're just talking about single motherhood and stuff like that. So, with all of these, oh, he left. Rip in
Oh,
peace.
God.
Don't leave, because that just if you disconnect, you just make more work for
He's
me.
back.
Yeah, your
Is he
mic's
back?
Yeah, your mic's muted, but maybe he's having mic problems. With all of these policies, you have to evaluate what the risk is, and think.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hey,
Yeah, I
Jolly.
can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, it was muted at first because I was eating something, and then I was like, "Oh, what the hell? Why is it not unmuting?" But anyways, hi, how you doing, guys?
There you going?
I'm pretty good. I just got back. I literally just got back from the gym as soon as this stream started, so that's why it took so long. So I'm just super hungry right now.
It's all good. So yeah, I mean, so you kind of have to think of what is the end result of this particular policy, and that's what our government isn't doing right now. It's all emotion based, like this whole family separation thing. Like there's no logic in it whatsoever when it comes to leftists, and even some sort of milquetoast conservatives. There's really no logic to it.
There's a reason why hoppingism exists. I don't like it, but like seriously, like it exists for a reason.
Yeah,
Like, I don't like it, but like seriously, like it exists for a reason.
I mean, so you kind of have to think of what is the end result of this particular policy, and that's what our government isn't doing right now. Our government isn't doing right now.
You know, like again, like I'm not some fucking anarchist, but you know, like it's a logical like a logical conclusion to libertarianism, I suppose.
Well, of all
Like
the libertarian thoughts, right-wing libertarianism is probably the most tolerable of them all.
left-wing libertarianism doesn't exist. I hope you
It's
realize that.
it's an oxymoron.
Yeah. Oh, but my fucking my fucking my anarchist philosopher made it. Oh, fuck off, cunt! Shut up.
So this
Like-
is about the stream. It's about growing up in the hood, I guess, in America.
Well, I was going to show some videos, but since you guys wanted to hop on, you know, that's cool too. We were just talking about our experience with, dare I say, culturally enriched environments.
Well, if you want some videos, you should look up some Aboriginals within Australia fighting.
Yeah, I've got a couple
Like,
of
you have
videos.
any-
I'm
if you have any
like
really
it's
interesting-
very sad. It's very sad what they live in, but like it's a fact which needs to be shown. Like, you know, like it's just something which has to be like shown, because like the majority of like Australia, like especially Australian media, they don't talk about it. All they talk about within Australia, like the Aborigine community, is fucking like how culturally diverse they are and their fucking dot paintings and shit. But like that's understandable, but like they do have their problems and their problems are major, and if you want to fucking like help them, don't ignore the problems. Otherwise you're just making it worse.
Yeah, pretty
know?
much.
Like I don't know, like what the fuck are you supposed to do? Just ignore it and it would get better?
Well, that's what liberals do. That's their
Yeah.
strategy.
That's what liberals do within Australia. Like, not even like American liberals. Like, we're not American liberals. We're like classical liberals, and we still do that. So,
Well,
I
it's
don't
all
know.
it's all liberalism. It's all egalitarian thinking. Whether it's just kind of minor egalitarianism like common law, or if it's full-on progressivism, it's all of that stuff is cancerous because you get the same outcome every time.
I'd say that American liberalism is basically progressivism. Like, but yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it all stems from the same ideological concepts, like at the base, like the right of the ruled to decide what system governs them, things like that. There's all of this Enlightenment thinking, and it all stems from the same place. And there's different variations in it, whether you're a little bit more conservative or a little bit liberal, but the conclusion is all the same, which is tolerance and egalitarianism and all of these terrible social ills that we're currently experiencing, because you have one side who's pushing it and the other side who's too weak to do anything about it.
Mm.
That's the
Yeah, basically like fucking neocons being cucks and neoliberals basically are running the whole system. Yeah, that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's why I think the third position is so important, because it not only provides a new foundation for political philosophy, but it also provides the strength to fix these problems. It's not just another do-nothing solution, kind of like libertarianism. It's also a lot of people, when they talk about the third position, they use the term real progressive, and I don't necessarily like that because of how tainted that word has become. But it really is progress away from the current shitfest that we find ourselves in. It's progress away from that.
From what I know, when it apparently Teddy Roosevelt was a progressive, was a proper progressive, and if that's true, then I would have respect for traditional progressives, right? Like Teddy Roosevelt was a sick cunt. Like he got shot in the chest, right? And he still did his speech. So
Right.
I have fucking I have fucking respect for that man. He's a man, like a proper man.
Well, in the United States, after the original founding fathers kind of died off, and the first generation of American-born presidents took over, from then until about the end of the 1940s, America was a semi-fascistic state. I mean, we even have the fascies in our House of Congress.
Of course, yeah.
That's really where a lot of this true progress. I don't like using that term. A lot of where this thinking comes from: taking care of the environment, taking care of the nation, caring about the people around you, having the central government control the monetary supply instead of a private institution. A lot of that thinking comes out of that time period. And it wasn't just in America. It was in a lot of European countries as well, because they experienced so many horrors. They were trying to get away from that. They were trying to progress away from the Napoleonic era and from the holy wars of, the all the centuries previous. There was a lot more unity amongst the nations. Nations were getting much larger. Now, unfortunately, a lot of that was co-opted by the Marxist and other classical egalitarian thinking, with the introduction of democracy and republicanism and cosmopolitanism and all those things. But that's where all this really comes from.
I wouldn't even have a problem with democracy if it was like a family-based system. Like one family could vote, but individuals should, like, for people like individuals, like, no, just, ugh.
Well, it's a slippery slope, right? So as soon
That's
as you
understandable.
as soon as you transform power into the hands of the masses, whether it's very explicit, hardcore rules saying who can and cannot vote, you're only 2 generations removed from giving everybody the vote, universal suffrage. And that's exactly what happened, because that's the logical conclusion. Well, if those guys are voting, why can't I? What separates me from them? We're all equal in the eyes of God. That kind of thinking is what led to universal suffrage, because they transformed the power of the state into something that it was never intended to be. And the same exact things happened in Greece, classical Greece, and the Roman Republican era. The exact same things happened. They extended voting rights to the plebeians, and I believe they even did it to women, although I'll have to get a fact check on that. And it struck the end of the Pax Romana, or this time period of Roman dominance in the region, and broke the empire apart. That's a pretty vague understanding of it, but the stream's not about Rome. So, but anyway, yeah. So,
Yeah. Also, Greece was a bunch of faggots. So, and yeah.
Well, their philosophy was pretty good, but yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. But like, it was full of fags.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree.
Yeah. Like, I have no problem against, like, homosexuals, but, like, people who fuck boys, just please don't. Just please.
Well, society was a hell of a lot different back then anyway.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't have slavery. Like, we don't have slavery anymore, so.
Well, as far
yeah.
as like the relation, like because I mean, like the age of adulthood, let's say, has further increased as societies industrialize, right? So back in the day, when the average life expectancy was like 30, if you weren't pumping out kids by 15, you were kind of fucked, right? So people were sleeping with younger and younger people in the past. Like, as soon as you hit the age in which you can procreate, they got right to it. And we would see that as creepy today, obviously, but that's just how.
Yeah, it seems very disgusting, actually. Christ.
I mean, that's just how that's how we got here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Like, it's understandable back then, but like nowadays, it just seems. Ugh.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty gross, and there's plenty of evidence to suggest that all that is extremely harmful, which is good that we're resolving that now and moving forward.
Yeah, of course. Like, there's definitely massive psychological effects when you have sex with someone who's very young, especially if you're you're some 30-year-old who's like having sex with someone who's like 15 or like even 12 or something like that. Like, it's very destructive to their minds. Like when that happens, right? They usually become like, excuse my French again, sluts. You know, like.
Yeah, I mean, we have to talk about
yeah.
child psychology, which I know a fair amount about, but again, not the topic of the stream. So, Jolly, is there anything you wanted to add?
Okay. My bad. Sorry.
You've been awful quiet.
If we're like gonna talk about living in American shitholes, like I have a lot to add about that. Like,
Go for it.
I don't know about you, but I come from a class family, I guess. At least at the
I
beginning.
think we all do, to be honest.
I don't know about that. I mean, it depends on how low class you mean.
Okay.
I was in.
Oh.
I've always been like very poor, well, until recently, but and I'm just familiar. It's part of the reason why I'm so right wing. Is because you see like the destruction that dysfunction like wreaks on people's lives, and like rich people can afford, being liberalism, and they can, being liberal and having liberalism infest their society because they're not immediately affected by it. It's like a fat person when they start to diet, like, the weight isn't coming off visibly, but when you have a skinny person who's, not eating, much worse. And that's kind of what it is. Like the poor people feel the actual tangible effects of dumb life decisions far quicker than rich people do. So I don't know, like,
Well, there's two.
lot of
To get a vague understanding of this, there are two categories when it comes to people who are right wing. One, the wealthy, sort of elite right wingers who were raised in a family that was right wing, but they had the ability to expose themselves to right wing philosophy because they have access to free time and lots of resources. That's one way that people can become right wing. The other way that it happens is the way that we all experienced, I assume, which is the underclass, the lower class right wing, which is to say that we were thrust into a harsh environment that you either get strong or you fail. And you become more right wing the more hell that you experience, at least in my experience. So.
Yeah, didn't the old hype do like he showed some study where like the more older you get, the more fucking conservative you become?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know much about the study. I'm not like some statistical fucking autistic cunt. I wish I was, but I'm not. But
well, the more you experience
yeah.
life, the more that you understand how the world operates, the more conservative you become. When you live in a comfortable bubble, you have the availability of liberalism. It's comfortable. It's relaxing. It appeals to your base emotions. There's no actual like to be a leftist nowadays doesn't require any intellectual thinking at all. None whatsoever. It's just the default that a lot of people accept. It doesn't require any real reading or any studying of what the hell is going on in the world. You can just kind of accept it and run with it. The same it can't really be said about the right unless you're just sort of a centrist or center right, which is also fairly comfortable as well.
I wouldn't even say centrists exist. The people who are centrists, they're fence sitters. They don't even have a proper opinion. Like before Braving Ruin, he became like he fucked himself off of Twitter. He pretty much he would always debunk that shit. He would basically say that centrists are either people who have no opinion or they're just new to politics.
Right.
And, yeah. And he even made the meme that even popularized the meme that third positionists are the original centrists. He was joking, of course, but yeah.
Well,
I thought that was funny as shit.
On the surface, if you're not going to explore it very far, yeah, you could say it's a centrist position because they take a lot from both the left and the right. But when you actually get down to the foundations of political theory, it's inherently right-wing. The same thing can be said about libertarianism, but that's something that most people don't dig deep enough into. I've had a lot of really dumb comments on my intro to right-wing politics video because people don't understand that.
That was a fucking great video, by the way. That was probably one of the best videos I've ever heard about fucking like political leanings. Like I think that the whole like the left right thing is just it's usually just described as like some bullshit, but like the way you described it was fucking really good. You know, it's just like usually people describe like the left and right as like I don't know, like totalitarianism versus anarchism or some fucking bullshit like how do I describe it?
Well,
I don't know.
the right are all genocidal maniacs, and the left are all hippies, basically.
Yeah. But like, if you want a simplistic description of what the left and versus right is, it's egalitarian, like it's equality versus traditionalism and hierarchy.
That's
True.
the easiest way to understand it. There's a little bit more to
Yeah.
unpack there, but yeah, that's
Of
basically
course
the
there,
easiest
but
way
like
to
that's the
understand
most basic bitch like way to describe it, and it's better than some fucking like totalitarianism versus fucking anarchism. That's some like
Well,
if you
that's
were
the
to say that
libertarian
anarchism
spectrum.
is if you were to say anarchism is right wing, then fucking Antifa is right wing. So that's bullshit. So fuck off.
it. Right. Okay. Well,
True.
let's get back to the topic at hand. Jolly, did you have some
Mhm.
more stories you wanted to share? Because I here in a couple
Well-
of minutes, I'm gonna hop off Discord and go through the videos. So anything you want to share, go for it.
Well, hell, I mean, now we can comment on them, but well, like, what are you? Have you grown up for like lower class, Mimmer?
For a period of time, we were middle class, but as the years went on and as some family members died off, the money got lesser and lesser until I was the only provider in the house, and then I moved out on my own. So, but I'm just fine now. It's just we also got stuck in the area where we moved to a middle class area, and as time went on, it became a lower class area, and we were kind of stuck in the middle of that.
No, I mean, I've kind of had the opposite where, until recently, it's been a slow climb up, but the whole, like, a lot of, I guess we'll start with the single motherhood thing. Like, my mother was, well, she was a single mother to, she was married with two, like, husbands, and she has 5 kids, 2 of which were from her first husband, and I am part of the 3 that was from her second husband twice, because the current one's gone, the current husband. So it's just bizarre to see the effects on like both, sets of kids that they didn't really have a father figure. I mean, I had more of a father figure than my, half brother and half sister did. Them up for like their whole life, and my sister. I mean, we're getting personal here, but my sister. It's like, because there's no strong father figure around, moms are kind of dumb and naive. Like, all this crazy
Sure.
shit happens. And
I wouldn't
if
say
you,
that.
If you
I wouldn't
think I'm
say
making
that.
this up, well, if you think I'm making this up, single mother, children of single good mother houses, it's single parent houses, but most single parent households are going to be a single mom. Those children are more at risk to be molested, and I think it's far more at risk. I mean, who knows? You'd have to.
I wouldn't
look
say
up.
I wouldn't say all single mums are fucking retarded, because my mum is somewhat smart. Like, she would stand up for me, like, even if she was within a single parent household. Like, she wouldn't put up with like some bullshit, like if like she had like a boyfriend or some shit like that, or like when we were living with like my grandfather. Like, it wasn't even my grandfather, it was like a step grandfather, as fucked as that sounds. Like, she wouldn't put up with that shit. She would basically tell him to fuck off and shut up, and he would.
Well, I mean,
So maybe it's got to do with like an individual basis, but like maybe
Well, not so much. I mean, if we're looking at trends here, I mean, you can't, you could use anecdotes all day, but the trends are it's worse to be in a single parent household. It's worse to be with, well, worse to
oh
be
yeah,
in a
of
single
course.
mother household.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's good, but like you can't say that every single mother is like, or majority of single mothers are
A
low
single
IQ.
mother. I mean,
Yeah, you
that's
can, because it's
that's
true.
Is it?
why
Yeah.
is she a single mother? Like, why did she drive the guy away, or why did she get with the bad guy? Like, there's two choices here. She got with the bad guy, or she drove a good guy away. So which one is it going to be? And that's
Well,
rare.
well, in my case, right? Maybe it's like a minority case, but the case when it comes to my mum and my father is that my father was a cunt. Like he was a massive cunt, and my mum was trying to sort out the whole like the whole thing. Like she wanted to like keep the marriage, but my dad was too stubborn. Right? He was too jealous. Right?
So
Because
why did your mother get
he-
involved with him in the first place? Was there no signs
I-
that he was going to end up like that? Because that
Step-
you have to
step
take a
in my
step
new-
back.
no, like my mum, like my dad is very traditional, right? But it all has to do with the fact like he was traditional, but it all came back to him having too many sex partners, right? And he loved my mum for like 10 years, and and then when he had like when my mum and my father had me, then like the sexual relationship, it became destructive, right? They would have sex, and it sounds fucked. Like I don't particularly like talking about my mum and my father's sex life, but it's relevant. But my dad fucked like 300 women.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
So okay. So
yeah.
to,
So he was a
How do you-
fucking degenerate. He was a degenerate.
Right.
Well, how do
so
you know that? That's a very specific number.
It was more than that. It was more than that. I
well,
know
here's
that,
the
'cause I
thing,
had-
right? So we go back and we look not at what happened after they got together, but before. Was his behavior not known by your mother? Did he conceal it? Did he lie about it? Was she just blind to it? Because that's the bigger.
He lied about it.
Okay.
He lied about it. He basically played my mom. So yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, you have to put. It has to be a good charade. Someone has to be a really good con man to keep that charade up
Yeah.
for a while. Like,
I actually think
like-
my dad's probably sociopathic. So yeah.
here is
Maybe.
if you exercise traditional sexual morality, which is you make the man wait. I mean, that's all you have to do. Make the man wait a couple years for marriage and screen out, bad characters.
That's what my mom did. That's what she did. She did that.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Your dad was a master con artist, but that's not what most
It was-
single parent households
Yeah,
are.
I know. Yeah, yeah, I understand that, but like he was a cunt. He was a massive like I don't like to say player, but like he was a piece of shit.
Right. So if he played your mom, that's not only
Yeah.
his problem, but your mother's problem as well. And it's unfortunate, but
Of
that's
course, of course it's of
that's
course
just
yeah,
what
of course it's her problem. Yeah, like yeah.
okay. Well, I'm gonna switch it to video mode, and we're gonna go over some fun and interesting videos of life in the hood. So if you two wanna tune into the stream and leave your comments in the chat, it'll pop up on the screen, and I'll make sure and read them. So thanks for sharing your stories, though, guys.
This the end of
right.
this is the end of the voice chat part.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pop off here. So
Yeah, right. It's good
Well,
talking
it
to you,
was
mate.
Yep.
Yeah, nice talking with you, Memer. And remember, chat. Guys, fuck 300 plus women. It's not something you want to do.
I'm gonna hop on. I'm gonna hop on the regular voice chat Discord here once the stream's over. If anyone wants to chat, so we'll see.
Also,
you guys
don't watch
over there.
porn.
Yeah, that too. All right, let's go back to the regular scene here and get this shit all set up. Close this. Get this over here. CX in the chat, boys. You know it. Because we're about to explore some shit. Oh, how about I mute my desktop audio there for a second? And let's go here and here. So for those of you who may not be familiar with what life is like in the poorer areas of the United States, I'm going to show you. I'm going to be your tour guide through this. It's going to be kind of like Jurassic Park, except hopefully nothing escapes. But will you play WorldStar? It's similar. I could go on WorldStar and show some of those. That's a good idea. I appreciate the recommendation. Let's see here. Screen capture. Perfect. So, yeah, this is pretty good. This stuff is highly entertaining. So let me unmute my desktop audio. And if it's too loud, let me know. Yes, this is your tour guide through some diversity.
I'm cash out keys. I get straight cash. I sell perk, not Oscar. Straight trash. I smoke dark. And any real shit.
Let these motherfuckers know what city and state we in, man. Oakland, California, town business, man. Please believe it, nigga.
So I'll have to do some translating here because probably many of you aren't exposed to this type of language. It is a dialect of English, obviously, but he's just telling people where they're at currently, and he said they're in Oakland right now. So
The Mecca of the Bay, man. The founders of the motherfucking Black Panthers, biggest gang in the United States.
So now he's just going to give off some street cred of where he is and where they're from.
See what I'm talking about? Also, on the down low, we created the Crips, you know what I mean? Gave
Now we're going to get a little bit of a hood history lesson.
them LA cats that literature, and they, you know, crossed it up a little bit, started gang banging. Y'all should know what it is, man. Individuals, you know, wanted to be Cribs, and that wasn't cool to the blood. We ain't got to go through that history. We're going to talk about the town, though, you know what I'm saying? This is another part of the Jets, you know what I'm saying? We had to get up in here because, you know what I'm saying, the IT up this here.
So now they're just talking about why they're showing off their hood. So they're going for some street cred. That's right.
We at right now, man. These are acorns, the Tories acorn Jets. You feel
So now he's just talking about where exactly they're at in Oakland.
what I'm saying? On everything, niggas know about these motherfuckers, though. You know, we ain't no Crips and no Bloods in Oakland, period. You feel what
Just talking about what type of gang activity they've got going on.
I'm saying? Niggas do what they want, man, but we knocking shit down. You feel what I'm saying? I watch individuals grow up, so I'm going to Hollywood right now to be an actor, like I say, man. I'm acting thug. Niggas call me on a bad day. You feel
Oh, God, what am I doing with my life? Holy shit.
what I'm saying? I got the trinkets on. How
So I've got the trinkets on, mean he's wearing his flashy jewelry. He's got a watch and a necklace, a chain on, you know.
niggas be doing
What's
shit.
that
I'm
right
acting.
there coming up out your shirt, man?
This that water gun, man. You know what I'm saying? I got
Water gun is a common word for an actual gun. It's just a play on words. Because when you put a hole on somebody, you make them leaky, which is like, you know, shooting a water bottle.
got my little sunroom. It was a little orange thing. I spray painted that motherfucker.
Looks like Glock 22 with an extended mag. Can't really say for certain.
So you know what I mean? Spray painted that motherfucker. Nigga don't got nothing less than 30.
Hold on, let me
Basically saying how much ammo he's got. Because the bigger the magazine, the bigger your dick is, obviously.
see that. Put that motherfucker in the light, man.
Nothing less than 30. Small shit.
It looks like a Mac 11. Hard to tell if it's an actual one or not because there's lots of fakes out there, but yeah.
Though. My mama though.
This water gun will knock your
If you ever wonder why police are so jumpy, this is why.
ass down, dog. For real, dog. I mean, some niggas like to get shit.
That shit defense shit though.
That should be defense shit, though. Basically saying that life is dangerous out there.
That jump is that offense though. Nigga
There is an AK pattern rifle with a drum mag, pretty common.
don't be really with killing no Africans though and everything. Nigga.
You'll hear this a lot. They're talking about not killing Africans a lot, but they seem to contradict themselves. And yeah, as Bulwark points out, the mag's too small for a 10. It looks like it could be in 38 special, so not a Mac 10.
Nigga ain't here to promote killing no Africans. Not even over no bread.
In the hood, some niggas get shot one time and end up dying.
Come up off that.
But other niggas get shot several times on several different assassination attempts and end up surviving.
Not something that you should ever have to worry about, but
Unfortunately, nigga, I done took him, man. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga, for real though, I done took him out, man. Nigga done.
But a nigga here, man, I'm
nigga
talking
took
about
him, man.
talk this shit, man.
Look
I'm
here,
talking
man.
about big brother.
Man,
Tell a story on what happened, man. You know when you got hit, man.
I got hit in '95, like 15.
so he's talking about this is some street cred, some shit like that. He's just talking about how much he's gotten shot.
Times I had the vest on. I don't fuck with vests. The first time I put on the vest, 30 minutes later I got hit.
So he's saying he doesn't like vests because the first time he put on a bulletproof vest, he got hit up a couple minutes or hours later.
But it did save my life. How individuals that was plotting on my life from the gate, I turned around.
He's basically talking about people who are plotting to kill him.
I lost my motherfucking cousin, you know what I mean, Larry Camp.
And his cousin got killed.
You feel what I'm saying? He died. I got hit 5 times. I lost a kidney, lightweight period.
So he got hit 5 times. His kidney had to be removed.
Boom. So then, you know what I mean? These are all my niggas right here, though. You feel what I'm saying?
He's got all of his dead family members' names tattooed on his arm.
That didn't die fuck with this game, though. You know what I'm saying? He said R.I.P. Main revenge is a promise. You feel what I'm saying? Let me get this water again.
That's a pretty catchy little slogan. R.I.P. doesn't mean rest in peace. It means revenge is a promise.
Water again. They be faking like a motherfucker, though. Don't get it.
Hey, put that motherfucker in the
I'm
light one
California.
time. Hey, put that motherfucker in the light one time, man.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, though, right? A nigga trust individuals, though. I guess other motherfuckers don't care about other people's lives, though.
So we're going to get a philosophy lesson here real quick. This is the real Greek philosophers.
So a nigga holler at individuals, a nigga hit me 2 more times with the 223. I got hit 2 more times with the 380. And
so he's saying he got shot by a 223, which is a fairly common round for AR-15s, along with 5.56, and then he's gotten hit by a 380, which comes out of usually in this type of area out of revolver.
the last time when I had a shit bag on, I got hit.
So he had one of those. He had a surgery on his lower intestines and had to get a bag put on.
11 times with 9. Due to the fact that
He got shot 11 times with a 9mm pistol.
I'm dealing with 2 individuals. How I understand it, it shouldn't be no deaths going on in the ghetto. If it's 2 individuals keeping it real, you do your thing, I do my thing, and there ain't no backstab. But
So he's just talking about how relationships should work. You know, I do my thing, you do your thing. We keep our business separate and we go our own way. But that's not how it is.
be a lot of backstab because motherfuckers thinking that I'm mistaken. And I ain't got to do that. Nigga out here being a beast, man. So, you know, my little story is a whole nother thing. We really talking about this hood, though.
So this is another form of social posturing. They'll say, oh, man, I don't want to talk about that. I got a whole story to tell, basically.
I got a whole nother chapter about this shit. Nigga, I done faked my death and everything, man. I don't
So, yeah, he faked his death, too.
know what y'all doing.
What you mean you fake your death, man?
A nigga, shit. The 6th and 7th time I hit the 223.
So, this looks like an AK pattern rifle, although it's missing a front sight. I can't see the gas block. The piston gas tube right here is really close. Actually, this is probably an SKS, if I had to guess. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it again, but the magazine doesn't look like one. It's missing some stuff. I don't know if the handle has been duct tape on or something, but...
And niggas up in the mirror, niggas hit the sliding door. I seen the shit. They get off, I drove off.
He's talking about how he got shot.
Slow, they said I got hit with my kidney. And the news was out there already talking about another death. So they crossed it up a little bit. Bow. Next thing I know, my mom busted a move. It's T-shirts out here talking.
So there's a news report that someone got shot. The mom thinks it's his child. And instead of actually checking to see if her child is still alive, she starts making T-shirts.
My rest in peace. Stop the violence. You know what I'm saying? I come to these walls, these same walls. I get out. You know what I mean? Come to these same fucking walls. I see, nigga, last gangster, #1, we love you.
What you call yourself, man?
Man, I got about many names.
So now he's gonna rattle off all of his street names. You don't normally get this many street names.
Man, MAC, Mayhem, Artillery, and Currency.
So Mayhem, Artillery, Currency obviously money. Artillery means he's got big guns, that kind of thing.
Matt Black.
Mac Black could be the word M-A-C-K, meaning pimp, or it could be M-A-C, meaning Mac 10, you know.
Nigga, the Elohim.
Elohim, that's biblical tale.
The Mach 90.
Mach 90, Mach meaning fast. I don't know what the 90 is referring to.
Mac 11, big head scientist, nigga.
Big head scientist, definitely a big head scientist.
Low Mac, man.
In the hood, some people don't even walk to the store without a gun. Because if your enemies catch you on that short walk to the store, they'll try to kill you.
This is, at least in Chi-Town, this is what's known as lacking. So if the op catches you lacking, it means that you were out on the street without a gun and they'll just kill you. You know, I mean, they're going to try and kill you anyway, but at least if you have a gun on you, you can fight back, maybe scare them off. But if you're caught lacking, you know, you're pretty much guaranteed to get killed.
And this Mac Ryan, I'm finna use this water gun to go get me some weed right quick.
So he's gonna go get his. He's gonna take that water gun, that weapon, that firearm. He's gonna go get some weed from down the street. Holy shit! Nationalist Geographic. I'm fucking stealing that. Holy shit! That is hilarious.
I need my water gun.
So let me ask you something, man. Why you feel it's important to have that water gun, man, when you walk around in this motherfucker?
So I'm gonna get wet up.
A lot of people get wet up. That means a lot of people get shot.
So I won't get wet up.
He's trying not to get wet up, trying not to get shot.
You feel me?
So a nigga protect them water balloons getting at a nigga, man.
We'll show you when you come outside why we need these water guns.
I mean, you know, we gonna take it.
The grimy shit you done seen out here in this hood, man.
So now they're posted up on the block, you know, as you do, because ain't nobody got no job, ain't got nothing to do.
I can't even tell you. It's just like that. Should it be grimy?
Should be grimy. Pretty straightforward.
Niggas 10, 11 years old, getting head.
You have 10 or 11-year-olds engaged in sexual acts. Pretty common.
Company stereotypes, nigga. My best friend, nigga, ain't no motherfucking gangster, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, what's these buildings behind me, man?
These high rises, man. You know what I mean? You know, it's all Acorn, though. You feel what I'm saying? Acorn.
It's all Acorn. This is the hood that they're in. It's called Acorn because of the apartment complex.
The dominant force around here, you know what I'm saying? You know, in the 20-mile radius, nigga, everything is MOB, nigga, everything around.
Everything is MOB. That's the gang that they're in.
Hey, come up under that Felix Mitchell Act, man. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all seen Dr.
Now he's gonna flex the gang tats. Acorn MOB.
Felix from down here, you feel what I'm saying? And everything is about that mob, man. Everything is about man of business, man. Thinking, you feel what I'm saying? Doing what they gotta do. You know what I mean?
Now we gonna take you to this way.
I can give you a half a thing, man, and you don't pay me, man.
Okay, let me try and break this down in a way that you can understand.
And I don't even touch you, but you can call me.
So I'm gonna give you half a thing. You don't even have to pay me, and I'm not gonna touch you. Basically, if you buy drugs off of him, even if you don't pay, he's not gonna come run up in your shit.
Bitch, I can knock you and your mama down. That's how it is out here. Nigga ain't killing on no dough. Nigga ain't killing over no colors though, but nigga killing about that respect though. You feel what I'm saying?
Basically, he's talking about we don't kill for gang violence anymore. We kill if you steal from us or you take money from us, basically.
You know what I'm saying? African niggas think it's a gang. Niggas think.
So for those of you who don't know, they're posted up inside the apartment complex. They're in like a hallway, sort of like you have your key, you unlock the door, you go inside, and you go up to your apartment. They're inside that little waiting area.
It's a gang, right? When I tell them, I ain't gonna show y'all the whole 27 bullet wounds. Oh, y'all don't worry about that, man. That's that Jet Li, though. Right? I ain't gonna show y'all the whole 27 bullet wounds. I got all bullet wounds on my ass and all type of shit.
Where we at right now, though?
Acorn Jets. Once again, they took that shit.
Tell me, what the fuck? It's so goddamn loud in there, and this guy's on the phone. And this is a common thing you'll see is when cell phones first started coming out, having a cell phone was a status symbol. So answering the phone was social posturing.
Bag on. We can sit up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? What up, man? You know what I'm saying? Look, nigga.
Hey, man, tell us how you got all them bullet holes, man.
Look, nigga.
Yeah, so he's just going over all the places he got shot, like we talked about earlier.
Nigga, being in this field, man. I hear up in here.
Hey, niggas say what's up to my guy. I mean, you know.
So, of course, they're just waving the guns around. Some of them got pretty good trigger discipline, but...
I'm gonna tell you why I got hit up in this motherfucker being stupid. Nigga having money and ain't supposed to be out here.
So, niggas having money, that means people have money, and other people want that money, so they go up and shoot them.
Fuck, nigga, this the Mac, nigga. Lay shit down, nigga.
Oh, you better believe that motherfucker come with a muffler, too.
That should come with a muffler, too. That means it's got an attachment on the barrel, usually a silencer of some kind.
You know what I mean?
That shit happened, man. Like you got hit, man. Like what's going on?
Being stupid, though. You know what I'm saying? Being a major threat out here, being a real line, and trying to talk to other Africans and shit.
Yeah, so they're just trying to get out there and make money on the streets, basically, is what he's talking about.
Squashing beef, and niggas really wasn't with it. They too scared.
So they was trying to squash beef. Niggas wasn't having it. Basically, you know, people are having disputes with one another, and no one wants to actually solve the issue. They just want to be violent. So...
Here, you know what I mean? Think I'm a back door. So, you know, I disrespected my mama, my blood cousin right here. I disrespected him. You know what I'm saying? Because a nigga having too much bread, I wouldn't supposed to be on the concrete.
Nigga got too much bread, I wasn't supposed to be out on the concrete means, you know, you have too much money on you and you're out there in the streets, which makes you an easy target for people to steal from you, basically. Am I streaming from that building? No, my bitrate's fine. I'm looking at the connection right now. It's there's something wrong with YouTube. Like the past week, they've been having streaming issues. So I'll pause it right there for a minute and wait until the health gets back to normal. But never been to Oakland. Don't want to go there. No thanks. I'm good. Use Chrome. I mean, I'm not a fan of having my like data stolen, so I use Chrome. Fucking hell. All right. Come on, stream. Holy shit, come on. God, I fucking hate this internet provider over here. It'll update, give it a minute. It's resuming. Come on. Come on, YouTube. Play nice. Yeah, I know you guys can hear me. I'm just waiting for the stream health to return back to normal. Waiting for my internet to stabilize. Alright, so I'll keep going. Let me know if there's any problems.
I'm still in the concrete, though. That's the ignorance that we go through, though, man.
That's the ignorance we go through. I'm still on the concrete, though, basically saying we're really fucking stupid because we know how dangerous it is to be out on the streets, yet we continue to be out on the streets.
Real green and JJ, but it's got a lot more going there, man. What you mean you was having too much bread? You're not supposed to be on the concrete. Explain that.
They want to play their position, man. You niggas, y'all know about Don Divas. You know what I mean? Y'all know about Lil Partner from 69 Village, not the promoting, not the down.
Just talk about other infamous people in the area.
But the niggas at the gumbo pot, you know what I mean? If you copping, you got everybody got a role to play though. Yeah,
so if you copping, if you're making money, everybody's got a role to play. Everyone's got a position in the hierarchy, essentially.
Me, allegedly, they say I like to get in the car, I like to cop in the neck, I like to cook the dope, I like to bag it, I like to get my money in and knock a nigga down. Allegedly, that's what they say. That's
So he's talking about his reputation. People are claiming that he makes crack cocaine and then sells it. And then even after he sells it, he kills the guy he sells it to and then takes the crack and the money. So
too many damn positions. You don't see the quarterback playing no wide receiver position.
now he's talking about everyone has a position to play. He's using a football analogy.
So my niggas been told me, do you. But I'm out here riding.
So all of his friends said just disregard what people are saying and just keep doing what you're doing. So he's out here riding, which means he's out here doing work.
Kenny White, you know what I mean, doing what I do, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, hit a nigga, get hot, back, you know.
Hit a nigga, kill him, get high, go back to the crib.
I mean, mob, when a nigga supposed to be in the house, fuck with their kids, but...
So he's saying that he should be in the house taking care of his children.
You know what I mean? Niggas is gangster, and being gangster.
He's talking about the philosophy of gangsterism, ancient Greek philosophy.
It always ain't cool though, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing about niggas out here. Niggas kind of retarded.
Nowadays, people locked up don't only have to write letters. Shit, now they can call their partners in the hood on their cell phones.
Who on the phone right now?
Damn, this nigga here, man. What's wrong with these niggas, man? Hello?
Oh, hey Kayla, what's up? Yeah, I have a master's degree in Ebonics, so I'm translating. This is Nationalist Geographic Live.
Oh, this little bro from Folsom. You know?
So now he's just flashing that he has a cell phone and that he has people to talk to.
I mean, we in and out there. That's why I want to tell niggas about the penitentiary, dog. Out here in the penitentiary, nigga, you do not hook up with white boys. Don't
So he's talking about race relationships in prisons.
fuck with black boys in the same cell. Ain't no such thing as getting raped, man. If you fuck with a punk, you want to fuck with a punk, dog. So
He's talking about the social dominance hierarchy in prison.
individuals, man, they try to make movies like that and promote that shit so a nigga be scared and try to take you from your motherfucking environment and try to say it's like that. Niggas unity and this shit out here, nigga. This is the motherfucking prison capital, nigga, of the world. Nigga,
So he's talking about the prison system in America.
180,000 motherfuckers in a prison out here, nigga. Nigga, on everything, nigga. Niggas moving mean out here in California. Don't think what's up with it?
Niggas really move.
Man, you hear me already? Just talking shit.
Man, who you on the phone with right now, man?
This my nigga Majay, man. You know?
He's telling who he's on the phone with. Yeah. Again, more social posturing.
This ain't my little brother. I mean, this ain't my partner. This is a little brother of mine.
He's saying, this isn't my business partner, the guy he runs with the street gang with. This is my family member.
They calling from New Folsom, man. You know what I mean? They knock that bitch nigga down for disrespecting this psych porn shit, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's Folsom though, man?
I mean, you know, Folsom's another project, man. With
Folsom's another project. Folsom is a prison over there. Folsom Prison. If you ever listen to Johnny Cash play at Folsom Prison, you know where it is.
they got for motherfuckers that's doing crimes, man. You know,
we got a chorus fix here. Nigga, we get dressed here. We live here. Food here. We never.
He's just talking about the projects. Yeah, it's super fucking loud in that room. Nah, Fui, this is the environment that I was raised in, so.
Lead this motherfucker though, you know what I mean? So, my niggas, you can't threaten my niggas talking about no 25 years, man. Cause A4 niggas.
He's talking about prison sentences for his people.
No, we doing time on Earth regardless, nigga. Third rock from the sun, nigga.
Third rock from the sun, nigga. Shit.
Mobbing out here, nigga. Hustling mobbism, nigga. We got our own. Niggas a whole different science.
He's talking about the hustle game.
This shit, no, everything. Nigga, you caught me on a bad, nigga, on the last 2 months of the motherfucking year. I nigga
He's just talking about his appearance.
let this shit go out. Cause I done lost a lot of niggas, man. My little brother, Weezy F. Mac, he just
And he's throwing in all his dead family members again.
got hit 10 times, you know what I'm saying? Got assassinated in Fremont, nigga lump, nigga, I'm saying, greedy, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Jay, you know what I'm saying? Cheetah Bug.
Again, flashing gang tattoos.
Niggas died in December, November. My grandma, I got 2 grandmas died on the same day.
There's so many people getting killed in the hood that even the mortuary businesses is making a killing.
This is the environment you were raised in. Are you black? No. Check my check the most popular video on the channel. I went over my DNA test and family tree.
Motherfucking mortuary, man. That's how motherfuckers was getting knocked down all day, every day, man. We needed one so close to the hood, man.
So he's talking about the mortuary across the street because the actual shit, what am I trying to say? The funeral business is booming in these places because, you know, 5 people a day getting shot and lots of people every week dying. So,
man, know what I mean? They put one right here in the Jets, man. Know what I mean? So we don't have to do no traveling or whatsoever, man. We got everything.
So he's talking about not leaving the hood. They got their own hood mortuary.
Right here, man.
Hey, so you say, what's that over there, man?
That's the mortuary, man.
That mortuary, man.
Motherfuckers getting knocked down from left and right,
man.
Motherfuckers getting knocked down left from right. That means people are dying.
R.I.P. to all my Acorn fallen soldiers, man. You know what I mean?
Acorn fallen soldiers, basically gang members who died being gang members.
My niggas graduated about their fleshly form, man.
No, all of them, man.
My niggas graduated.
Hold on, I need to re-listen and translate that. Hold on.
Over there, man.
That's the mortuary, man.
That mortuary, man.
Motherfuckers getting knocked down from left and right.
R.I.P., man.
You know what I mean? R.I.P. to all my Acorn fallen soldiers, man. You know what I mean?
My niggas graduated about their fleshly form, man.
God, even I don't know what he's fucking saying there. He's talking about graduated to the flashy foreign. If that's what he actually said, that means that people are getting so much money that they can afford foreign cars, Mercedes, BMW, things like that.
No, all of them, man.
My niggas graduated out their fleshly form. They went to the spiritual, you know what I mean?